Stay tuned for Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas, a leading financial retirement strategist and the founder of Soutas Financial and Insurance Solutions, right here in Fresno. Every week, Dale discusses pressing financial topics of the week, ranging from reliable income strategies to our financial markets, including Social Security, tax strategies, wealth management, RMDs, legacy planning, long-term care solutions, and most importantly, how to make sure you have enough guaranteed lifetime income to retire your way with choice and dignity. From taxes to trends to total transparency, Dale covers it all. And now, here is Retire Your Way and Dale Soutas. This is Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial right here in California. Oh, of course, I'll get the group going for Dale, but a lot we're going to talk about here. Some folks who have been coming in recently in their younger years, we're always glad to see that, and some things that financially irritate Dale at the end of the year. We'll talk about that. Dale Soutas, how are you doing this week?
I am doing great. How are you, Spike?
Same. You know what? We've both been very busy. Some of the end of the year things we're going to talk about, a continuation on an RMD conversation, and what can you do if you don't necessarily need your required minimum distribution. But we've both been busy, but I think it sounds like we both got the good sleep last night, so we're doing okay today.
Doing good.
So we've got some stories that you're going to get to, folks who you've helped out, a couple late 40s, early 50s. Oh, this is awesome. We love to hear and know people starting their planning early. It's great because there's so much more direction that we can help folks out with sooner than later. But got a fun story here for you. Did you know that cash is cringe? I guess Gen Zers today. Did you see that? I think I just saw it on LinkedIn where Gen Zers are saying like boomers are walking around with cash or paying with things for cash, or I don't know, gifting the grandkids.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's fun because sometimes even at the office I'll say, hey, let me get us lunch for, some the staff. And I'll pull out, some cash, and they go, huh. They laugh at me.
Like, what are we going to do with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
you know what this is?
Now you go out to dinner with 5 or 6 individual friends or something, not necessarily couples, but yeah, either group from work or group from pickleball or whatever it might be. And then at the end, everybody's like, well, do you want me to Venmo you? You want me to Venmo you? And I guess nobody, I don't know. Exactly. So let our listeners, let us know out there. Are you still using cash? Do you feel like it's old fashioned? Exactly. Oh, well, you also said something is going away. We're not going to have something in our pocket anymore. What's that?
Yeah, well, I thought we should just all start collecting pennies now, right?
Yeah, pennies for our retirement.
Yeah, it's funny because
no longer
years ago, years ago I had a gentleman. He was a crack up, and we were outside the office just standing there as he's getting ready to go and visiting, and he looks down and he quickly darts over and grabs this dime off the walkway there, and I'm like, okay. And the guy's got millions, right? But how many of us reach down and grab a penny if we see it? Probably don't. So,
it's just crazy today that
no more pennies, right?
No more pennies. Not a lot of folks walk around with cash. I think you and I are somewhere in the middle. I know I like to walk around with a little bit, but it used to be even like before a vacation or taking some time off. Boy, do you remember, what industry I think went out of business? Like traveler's checks. Do you remember traveler's checks?
Oh, yeah.
That was a little before my time. My father used that. I remember he would go and he would get to the bank and he would have cash. And I still go and get some cash, though, because of tips. Even though you can tip people on Venmo and all that. I don't know. I just don't need to be connected.
Or, on your card.
Yeah. How about like when you go into just, like everybody wants, are you paying on your mobile app? Are you paying from your mobile app?
Oh, yeah. It's like, no.
Like... Well, I just came here to get a sandwich. I am not part of your mobile app community yet. But man, exactly. it just seems like while the penny is going away, I wonder if people stop using and actually walking around with cash.
Well, it's funny too because you think about it now. So you buy something and your change is $1.43. What are they going to do? Give you $1.40, $1.45? I mean, it's who cares? I mean, it's just pennies, but still, it made me think about that this morning as I was thinking about the pennies and being gone. But oh well,
a lot of change out there. So I guess some of it can be more efficient, and it's actually, I think, pretty decent for record keeping. Again, I do some work traveling here and there outside of our radio, and I remember having to keep expense reports, everything from gas to that sandwich in the middle of the day. But I mean, now everything's pretty much calculated. You can see it on your credit cards, you can see it in your bank statements, and so forth. So it seems like our personal accounting has become a little easier with all of this digital access. But I don't know. When is the $1 bill going to go away, or the $20 bill? What about 100? Like, you can you walk in a restaurant and pay for stuff with a $100 bill?
Oh, if you have a group, but you go in, okay. Let's say a person goes to McDonald's, you're not paying with $100 bill. They wouldn't know what to do with it.
No, they'll say, "I'm sorry, are you not part of the McDonald's mobile app? No, we don't know what to do with this."
I mean, even you go to the hardware store, you go various stores to get a few things.
Oh.
And those of us who like to have a little bit of cash, you know better than to pull out a $100 bill if your total is like $20.
You know what I'm going to do? You've just given me a fun experiment here. I'm going to go around when I do my honey-do list over the weekend here, and I'm going to walk around all my places with a $100 bill. I've got all of that. I get everything from the dry cleaners to the, grocery store. I think somebody there, but they'll probably call a manager and do that little marker thing.
What is this?
Yeah. I'll try to go to as many young hipster places as I possibly can and go, and just hand them the $100 bill and see what they do. All right. Who have you been helping this week? You said you had a younger couple and younger.
Well,
40s, 50s.
recently. Yeah, recently I had a young couple come in. I think they're they're in the late 40s or so. And, they're working.
Both of them?
Yes. And I want to just say thank you to them because apparently they listen to our show all the time. I mean, people, a lot of people I hear say, yeah, I heard it when I was driving here or driving there, just in between. Or like I have one gentleman recently that, he has an office in Madera. He lives in Clovis, and sometimes he works a Saturday, and he's heard our show, and he came in. But this couple, they apparently listen to it all the time, and some of the stations replay the show throughout the weekend. And I just want to reach out and say hi. This couple out of Kingsburg.
Kingsburg. Thank you.
Kingsburg,
thank you for Kingsburg for listening.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
This is for you. It's this. I love this though. Younger couple, late 40s, I think, early 50s. Anything from just first conversation that was sticking out that you thought, hey, let's start talking about this as a redirect and helping them for retirement. Any thoughts on their first meeting?
Yeah, I mean, what's really nice is they've been doing a good job saving. And as we looked at things, we're looking at their income over the next decade or more. It might be that while taxes are on sale, so to speak, I mean, we're at the third lowest tax rates in U.S. history, and that's been pushed out another 4 or maybe 5 years. So I'm showing them, well, for your sakes down the road when you retire, let's start getting Uncle Sam out of your retirement. Let's start doing some Roth conversions, use the Roth 401ks through work instead of the traditional. I mean, don't defer the tax to a later time and a later higher tax calculation, because years from now, tax rates likely will not be what they are today.
I love that.
We're working on some things, and I look forward to to seeing them again in the near future.
Kingsburg, thank you so much. And what I really like about this as well, this is a conversation we've been having for a couple of years. I did my homework too, so you can pat me on the back, Dale. I was like, wait a minute, I want to know how much room is like in between tax brackets. And so for probably a lot of our listeners who are probably somewhere in the 20% and 30% probably, there's anywhere from, like the first, I think the 22 might be like there's $100,000 of room from the 22 up to the 24. Then the 24 I think has like 150,000, and then jump up. I think.
Well, let's make it easier. Okay, let's make a married couple. Currently can gross. Before any deductions, like most are using the standard $30,000 standard deduction, right? But add that back in, most or many couples can be now making about $425,000 and still stay under the 25% bracket. In other words, they'll be in the 24. And then two, married couple, I think, I wasn't planning to have those numbers in my head, but I think there's still a gross of close to 230,000.
I was going to say that makes about
that.
Okay, all right,
to
thank
stay
you.
in the 22, to not even get into the 24. For a lot of people, there's some wiggle room, and if they've done well, not only saving in retirement plans through work, but they have some savings, outside of work that they can pay the tax from. So the coaching, if you convert 50,000 from an IRA 401k to a Roth, don't reduce the 50,000 by your taxes. Pay the tax from other source. Because if you take that down to say 30,000 or whatever, or 35,000, you're reducing the tax-free benefit of that conversion. So there's some coaching in there. And if they have wiggle room, great. We will work with them, coach them how to do that, work closely with their accountant, CPA to do that as well.
Come on in and do your tax wiggle with Dale Soutas right here. We'll find out how much room and space you've got between your tax brackets. I love the way that you were thinking about it. Thank you for kind of clarifying that, because I was looking at how much space is between the brackets, but you're like, look, a married couple can make this and stay at 24%, or they can make this and they can stay at the 22%. And that's what we can help you figure out. Should you use your Roth 401k at work? Should you start looking at Roth conversions? That conversation can start right here, right now. Call the phone number, set up your own time. We'll not only do your tax review, but we'll also do your complete portfolio review, your risk and fees. 833-856-1382 is the phone number. That's 833-856-1382. More with Dale Soutas right after this.
Are you worried that you waited too late to start your retirement planning? That you waited too late to start saving? At Soutas Financial, we believe it's never too late to start planning for your future. We can help you develop a personalized retirement plan that is tailored to your current needs and goals. The team at Soutas Financial will sit down with you and provide an evaluation of your current path, including your investment strategy, tax planning, and risk management approach. We'll help you identify potential areas for improvement and work with you to create a retirement plan that is designed to help you work towards having financial security and peace of mind in retirement. It's not too late for you to get started with Soutas Financial. Call us today to schedule your complimentary retirement planning session. We believe we can help you get on the path to financial security and peace of mind in retirement. Call Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial to get started on your own complimentary written financial plan. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Is your largest retirement savings account one that you haven't paid taxes on? Like millions of Americans, you've saved into a retirement account that deferred paying taxes until you take that money out years from now. One method to save on future taxes is called a Roth conversion, and you could do that right now to save yourself from higher taxes in the future. Currently living during the lowest tax rates of likely your lifetime, wouldn't it make sense to pay those taxes now instead of in the future when tax rates could be much higher? Call 833-856-1382 to talk with Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial to see if doing a Roth conversion from your 401ks or IRAs makes sense. Take the Roth Conversion Challenge from Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial. It's complimentary for our radio listeners who are serious about retirement planning. Challenge yourself. Would you rather pay lower taxes now or higher taxes in the future? Call for your own complimentary Roth Conversion Challenge from Dale Soutas and Soutas Financial. 833-856-1382. Welcome back to Retire Your Way with financial advisor Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial right here in California. If you'd like to learn more about him and his team, the process, what we do and why, you can go to his website, soutas.com, SOUTAS.com. You can also write Dale at that, Dale@soutas.com or info@soutas.com, whichever you can remember as you're driving around doing your errands right now. I've got a couple of follow-ups on our cool text conversation. We had a couple from Kingsburg. Love this. Late 40s, early 50s, already starting to do their retirement planning, and you're talking about some tax strategies. Interesting. As a financial advisor, I'm always interested in how much you lean and start with taxes as opposed to saying, oh, you've got to be in this great investment. You've got to be in this great portfolio. You've got to be in this thing that's going to make 5% or 10% or 15% a year. And the first thing you were telling these folks is, you know what? Let's look at how you're saving tax-wise. And it's almost kind of a backward way of thinking about it, but so vital today.
Well, yeah, because people go see their accountant, CPAs to do their taxes. The tax, they do tax preparation. That's more of showing Uncle Sam from your history what you've done. Whereas tax planning, which is what we concentrate on, is how to minimize, reduce taxes in your future, especially for retirement. How to pay less taxes, which will also help your money to last, obviously, because it's not getting, dinged as much by Uncle Sam and Uncle Newsom, right?
Yeah. So let me ask you just a couple of follow-ups on that. You said that a couple of the strategies you were talking about was already doing Roth conversions and using possible Roth 401ks if they have those available at work. Let's start with the conversions. 48, 50, 52 years old, if you convert, meaning taking some out, paying the taxes on it, letting it stay invested. So you're not just taking the money out and spending it. You definitely don't want to do that before 59 and a half. But to take your tax deferred accounts, convert, I don't know, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, however much you want to, pay the taxes on it because we're in really low tax rates. What about that penalty thing? This is where I start to get confused.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a penalty for doing that before 59 and a half?
Good question. So you have a 401k, you have an IRA, tax deferred, TSP, 403b, whatever, and you want to take money out and spend it. Yes, that'll be taxable, and you'll have a 10% penalty if you are not at least 59 and a half. But if you take that 50,000, 200,000, whatever from your TSP, IRA, 401k, and you convert it to a Roth, there's no 10% penalty. You just pay tax on it.
No.
And the beauty of it too is that portion that you've converted, let's say 200,000, okay, even if it's over a couple years or whatever, that money you converted to Roth, even though you're not 59 and a half, you can reach in and take out without penalty or taxes because you've already paid the taxes on it. You just can't play with the earnings on that converted money until you're at least 59 and a half and or have had the Roth for 5 years. So even having a Roth early on, I'm coaching people who maybe they're getting close to retirement and it's not right now is not the best time to convert money because their income's so high, let's say, all right? But once they retire, their income's going to drop quite a bit. We might set up a small Roth. It doesn't matter how much, maybe for both husband and wife. And that way they have that in place. A few years from now, they start converting, paying less tax on the conversions, and then they'll have access to that sooner because they've already had their Roth set up for a number of years.
Oh,
so
okay. And
there's a lot of fun things to do with it.
Well, it was interesting because somebody had asked at the end of a live event to say, well, wait a minute, can I, what if I need that money? If I do a conversion, it's always interesting to me how much that liquidity is what's always on people's minds primarily. It's the first, well, if I do a conversion and what if I need that money? Well, first of all, you weren't using it beforehand because it was in a tax deferred account, but I appreciate the question. And I had said that to him. I think what you're saying is that there's a 5-year timeline that you need to have started a Roth IRA on your own for that time clock to be able to kick in, for you to be able to spend everything tax-free. Now, you can take out the principal at any time that you've paid the tax on, because like you just said, you've paid the tax on it. But any of that growth that you want the growth as well tax-free, you have to start a Roth account and let that money start for at least 5 years. So that's why we're saying getting a time clock started, correct?
Correct. But if they've already had a Roth 401k, they may have already hit that time clock.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So that's what we're asking on there. So
no 10% penalty because you're not 59 and a half to make the conversions, which is your main question. So it just... we want to look at everything when doing Roth conversions. And even once you're retired, let's say you're on Medicare, you got Medicare A and B, the hidden smack in the face or tax is if you convert a lot and you push your income up too high, then the Medicare premium will be increased for a time, at least 1 year. If you did a major conversion, you're going to see a bump in your Medicare premium for a year. So there's, again, it's not just go shoot from the hip and, oh, I'm going to convert every, let's put our heads together. Let's see what makes sense, for each individual, each couple.
The other thing that you had mentioned is them using Roth 401ks. And again, you keep saying the word Roth. I want to let everybody know the difference in the Roth from a traditional is you'll pay the taxes on what you put into that investment account in the calendar year that you put it in there. Okay. But we know what the tax rates are right now. And we've talked before. We think they're going to be around for at least a few years. But the Roth 401k, where I was going previously was how much space is in between brackets. But what you're saying is that, especially with a $15,000 per person standardized deduction, I mean, that could almost be half of what you put into your retirement account of work, like a Roth 401k. It might be worth it to look to see to save some of that and pay your taxes on it. Does everybody need to just be saving tax deferred like we have for 4 decades, Dale?
I'm not a big fan of that. So when you defer the tax, I've given this example before. A 35-year-old is throwing $5,000 a year into an IRA, 401k, TSP, whatever. And at 65, they've saved, because that $5,000 a year they put in is lowering their income that year by $5,000. So they're saving tax on that $5,000. You do the math between 35 to 65. That's over $150,000 that they didn't pay tax on. But that money, conservatively could be worth well over $500,000. And now that's all taxable in retirement. And you got to take your minimums, whether you need them, want them or not. You got to that RMD. And so you do that until you die. You took $400,000 or $500,000 out and paid tax on it. Now there's still $500,000-$600,000 left over for your spouse or kids. And that's taxable. So you save tax on $150,000 to ultimately give Uncle Sam tax on over $1 million. Who's the winner? Whose retirement are you really saving for? So what if you put $5,000 a year after tax money in? It grows $500,000 or more, and you have all that to play with in retirement tax free. So paying tax on $150,000 rather than $1 million is a better, tax strategy. But how to do that? We like to coach people, based on their actual real income tax picture and not just say this is good for everybody.
This late 40s, 50-year-old couple, you're talking to them about tax strategies, you're giving them some help along the way. How much money did you charge them? How much cash were you able to put into your pocket for talking to them about how to use taxable and non-taxable accounts? Come on, Dale. Give us the skinny. How much?
Can I really say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
On the airwaves. So, like they know, and many others, it doesn't cost a dime to come in. You leave your checkbook at home. We're going to, put our heads together. If there's actual financial tools that we would recommend that could improve your situation, we will explain precisely how we get paid using whatever financial tool we're recommending. Otherwise, and if you don't need it, it doesn't matter. I know what's going to happen. If I coach people and they don't need our financial tools right now, they will tell other people about us. And, it just, do the right thing. So there's no fee, even though if I do a rough draft, even a full draft of their retirement income plan, very technically I'm licensed in the way that I could charge to do that plan, but I don't want to, I don't have to, so we don't. I'm not worried about the money. I'm not worried about me. And I like to coach people what's best for them.
For our radio listeners, I was playing with Dale there and being sarcastic. There is no cost to come in and start your conversations. If there are tools, if we get to portfolio management, we'll discuss what all of those things are. But generally speaking, as low cost as we possibly can. But to get the planning going, to put together the plan to help people in their 40s and 50s, even in their 60s, find out, are you doing the right things? Are there changes to make? Come on and get your absolutely free advice from Dale, your financial advisor right here in California. Call 833-856-1382. Set up your time. Sit down with Dale and his entire team. You know what? If you're brand new, we're probably going to have you talk to a couple people first, and then we'll get to the Dr. Dale here, and he'll take a look to see what things we might be able to improve and what things you're already doing well. But get your process started right now with Dale and his team. 833-856-1382. Ask for my absolutely free portfolio review. We'll be right back after this.
Do you know how much you might be paying in fees within your retirement accounts? Just 1 or 2% in hidden fees can eat into your savings and potentially hinder your ability to achieve your retirement goals. But how do you know if you're currently paying these hidden fees, and how do you find them? Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial can help you find the fees within your investments and explore solutions designed to assist with minimizing them. Take control of your retirement savings so that you can work towards keeping more of your hard-earned money. Call for your very own complimentary Retire Your Way review and fee finder report. Let us help work towards finding, exposing, and helping to eliminate those potential hidden fees for you. Call Dale Soutas and Soutas Financial today for your complimentary fee review. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Inflation has risen to the highest level in over 40 years, according to the April 2022 U.S. Inflation Calculator. Will your investments provide you the income you need in retirement? Are you losing purchasing power of your savings to inflation? Simply stated, if the daily cost of goods and services is 8% higher and you are earning 4% in your investments, that money buys you less of what you need. Right now is the time to act to be certain you have an income strategy that overcomes the effects of inflation. Get your own complimentary retirement income review by calling Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial and retire your way. 833-856-1382. You might have the savings you need today to weather this storm, but how will inflation affect your nest egg 5, 10, or 15 years from now? Discover the peace of mind you deserve. Call and ask for your complimentary, no obligation retirement income review from Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
To get your complimentary Retire Your Way review, call Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial at 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Welcome back to Retire Your Way, California, with Dale Soutas, financial advisor and the founder of Soutas Financial. The phone number for you to get started on your absolutely free written financial plan with Dale Soutas is 833-856-1382. Call that phone number. We have folks standing by, and you can schedule your time. You can either come into the office, we can do it over the phone, we can do it over Zoom. Dale has been meeting people from all around the state now. And in fact, I wanted to ask you so, because we were just talking about this couple in their 40s and 50s. There was no charge. Is there at least a minimum that people should have before they're allowed to come and talk to you about retirement planning?
Good question. No, I don't like that idea that people have to have 100,000 or 500,000 or 50,000 just to come in and see how they're doing, see if they're on the right track, whatever. Younger ones might not even have that, and they just need some coaching on how to structure their retirement savings through their jobs if they're offered, 401ks or Roth 401ks and such. So no, there's not a minimum.
No minimum on there. That's nice. So anybody you're welcome to help with. And then, are you trying to accomplish something in, one meeting, or, who have you talked to recently? Yeah. How long did things take?
Well, I told you we have our Fresno State workshops regularly throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
And months ago, it's like at least, because this year we only did them once every other month, and it's probably at least 4, maybe 6 months ago that they came to one of our workshops, this couple, and they're young. I mean, they're in their mid-50s, okay? And she's still working hard, and they're both still working hard. I pick on him because I know him. Anyway, the interesting thing was that she's been wanting to consolidate a lot of their accounts, because over the years she's had different jobs and different, 401ks and such, and some Roths and regular and an IRA. And, instead of having everything scattered around, she started early this year with a different advisor, starting to consolidate them, moving the IRAs together, 401ks together, get a separate Roth account for that, but all under the same, house, so to speak, or same management, so they can, keep an easier eye on everything.
But they can't completely combine everything. She can't take all of her, like she can't take her 401k rollover IRA, and as a husband and wife, you can't, that's why they're called individual retirement accounts. So I like that they're consolidating, but you can never, even as a married couple, completely combine all of it together from the retirement accounts, right?
Right. And so, we've had several meetings, and initially it was just get acquainted. Well, what do you have? And I saw all these many different accounts that she had, because from what she understood at that point, it hadn't all been, consolidated. Any of them had been consolidated. He's got a 401k. She's got a couple 401ks. She's got an IRA. She's got a Roth, actually multiple of some of those because of different jobs through the years. So yes, we cannot mix his 401k with hers, or his 401k with her Roth or IRA, and neither can she mix her Roth IRA with any regular traditional IRA or 401k. You can't mix that type of money together. But regardless of all that, what I found interesting is, yes, we're working on a plan. So way down the road, we're using his 401k to be set up for future lifetime income. We started setting that up after several visits, and then we're talking, and she said, well, I'm consolidating it with this custodian. I said, well, I also work with that same custodian. And how's it going? Well, I think it's, getting there. But what I found, what really bugged me about it, when she said, when I met with that person way back early in the year, he told her, and I didn't like it. He said, well, if you and your husband can come up with $500,000, we can have someone manage it for you.
Oh,
quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Come on. Really?
Yeah. And I thought, what? And, they have more than 500,000. I mean, I saw that.
You know what?
But the point was, what got me more was what she said, when I got home, I felt poor. The way it's like, no, I mean, who's to say 100,000, a million, 500,000? No, it just, that's no way to treat other people. You've done your best to save. I don't care if you've only saved 50,000 or 20,000 or whatever. It may not be that I'm going to position it or manage it for you right now. That's okay. Maybe it's set up properly, or maybe I show you, here's some ways to start saving that you didn't see that you could do. You got your millions, Okay, great. Well, how's it going to be positioned? I mean, that reminds me of, another one recently. This couple's in their 60s. They're really close, really wants to retire. I mean, he wants out. Okay, great. And they've done great saving. They've got decent amount of money. They don't have outrageous goals. They want to spend money like normal people do, and they want to do some fun things. They're not saying they need $15,000, $20,000 a month by any stretch, but just normal, people, as you and I would call it. But so I projected out a couple different strategies. When I did their retirement income plan, I did it as if, what if they don't use any additional tools to provide some additional income? And the money, it looked pretty good. I mean, the way they had things situated, if we didn't adjust anything, way down the road, again, we do the retirement plan out to her, the wife's age 100.
Oh, wow.
And it showed if they kept investing, as they are, what I call on the roller coaster, it's like the big, scary what is the Big Dipper at Santa Cruz Beach and Boardwalk, or the what's that place down Southern Cal? It's Magic
Mountain
Farm. Well, no, but Magic Mountain, people know that one, and that's the the big scary fun. Oh, now if they keep on that ride, they'll probably have a million or two left over. And if the rates, if the average returns are great, they could have 30, 40 million left over. Oh, great. But that's quite a big span. And so when I smoothed out the ride, it looked better. And then just for the fun of it, I thought, well, what if we did put a little bit into some additional guaranteed income, and they're not pulling as much from savings, when we don't know what the ups and downs will be through the years. So in other words, when the market's down, you have to sell more shares to get that same income out. And so that sequence of returns, can really dent your savings over time. But I did a third plan just saying, well, what if we did put a little money in, get some additional guaranteed income, keep the ride fairly smooth, making decent returns, average over the years. And now it projected out, safely like 5 or 6 million to over 12 or 13 million at age 100. It took that big span of, a million or two to, outrageous amount. It smoothed out the ride. I don't know how else to put it, but they were like, oh, that looks interesting. So, but again, it doesn't matter how many times we sit down. The planning is a process. It could take a half dozen visits, and not that we want to wear you out, but it might take a few visits just to make sure we're both on the same page. We see the whole picture. We're looking at not only your income, how to reduce taxes, how to pay for care. I mean, a lot of people, in fact, they come in and that's a big thing. They know that can dent their savings down the road. Well, that has to be built in. And I like to do it without the long-term care nursing home insurance because, you pay, and then you don't use it. It's a lot of money out the window. So there's better ways to build a care check, so to speak, into your retirement income plan.
Well, thank you for sharing your stories of folks who have come in recently and from all around the state of California. It's fantastic to talk to you, our listeners. We appreciate you, our listeners. And to show you our appreciation, we're offering you an absolutely free portfolio review. And this conversation, first of all, when you come into the office, there's no cost. There's no cost for the follow-up conversation when you come in. There's no cost for the third follow-up when you come. There's no charge for the conversation. So are you getting the complete advice that you should? I know you've been saving on your own inside your own 401ks or TSPs or 403bs or 457. You've been working hard. But now, why don't you let somebody help you, give you the guidance and advice to get you to and all the way through your retirement years. If you would like your absolutely free written financial plan started, call the phone number right now and set up your time. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. You can also go to his website to learn more about Dale and his entire team at Soutas.com, Soutas.com, or you can write Dale directly. Any question that you might have, I'd probably have to say with a $sign. I don't know if he wants to help you with marital advice or, where should your grandkids go to college and stuff. But if you've got a financial question, send it to Dale at Soutas.com. When we get back, some things that irk Dale financially at the end of the year, and it's not just thinking about how much he's got to give me in a bonus. More with Dale Soutas when we get back right after this.
Stock market losses have you worried? Claim your free portfolio risk report and protection review from financial advisor Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial right now. Call 833-856-1382. If the recent market volatility has you worried about your retirement investments, you're not alone. Right now is the time to take action to protect your investments. Surely markets do not always rise, but if you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, you don't have the same time to make up for portfolio losses as you did in your 30s and 40s. Claim your portfolio risk review from Soutas Financial today. Call 833-856-1382 or go to Soutas.com. Your portfolio risk review will provide action steps of what you could do to protect your wealth from current market swings. Get your free portfolio risk review right now. Call Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial at 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382 or Soutas.com. That's SOUTAS.com.
in your retirement spending plan. Which accounts do you take from first to pay your monthly expenses? Your 401ks, 403bs, or 457s, or your IRAs, or your Roth accounts, investment, or savings accounts? Do you turn on your Social Security right away or delay? Do you use the growth from your mutual funds, ETFs, or bond funds first? Did you sell your business to create income, or do you have life insurance or annuity options? Or what about using HSAs for medical costs? Are you unclear if you have a retirement income strategy at all? You have accumulated assets for retirement for years. Now you need an efficient strategy to make certain these assets work together and last as long as you need them to. Call Dale Soutas of Retire Your Way and Soutas Financial for your own complimentary written income plan right away. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Or you can write Dale at dale@soutas.com. SOUTAS.com. Welcome back to Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial right here in California. Well, speaking of California, there are some different things that, I don't know, where we look at online and we try to figure out our taxes, things to do at the end of the year. Is that what gets underneath your skin, Dale? Is all the online advice?
Yeah, over the years I've seen people, they hear all these things, they read up, they Google things, and the rules for some, like long-term care Medi-Cal, the nursing home Medi-Cal program, different than the welfare Medi-Cal, different rules, different funding, different, it's a different program. So people, over the many years that we've been helping families since 1997 with if a loved one needs care in a facility or at home, there's some neat Medi-Cal programs that we can, use to pay for that care, or to get extra money, so you're not using all of your money to keep your loved one at home.
Do you have to be broke to use those programs?
Well, that's what people think. They go online, they get confused by all the crazy things. If you use Medi-Cal, you got to be under $2,000 of assets, and if you use it, Medi-Cal, they're going to come and take your home. All kinds of crazy stuff we hear. I mean, and I get it. There is confusion because many years ago, in me personally walking families through, like a good example, great guy, way back in about the year 2000, 2001, I was helping him with his wife, and she was in a nursing home. He knew that, he had to be under a certain limit, and he started spending money
to be able to get help for her nursing home care.
Right. And he knew that he could spend money on himself instead of spending it all down on the nursing home. So he actually wisely started, what did he do? He painted the house, he stained the deck, he bought a new mattress, then he bought a new Lexus, okay? So he did things, but he was still over the limit by the time we sat down together, and we showed him how to protect that other chunk of money. And then I walked him through, back then we do it all online with people signing us on as their representative. I had to back then take him down, and he had to sign me on as his representative to deal with Medi-Cal for him. But what got me was, we're sitting there across from this Medi-Cal eligibility worker, and I'm putting down his statements, bank account, this and that. I put down his IRA, and back then his IRA was like $255,000, and she saw that and she says, "Well, she doesn't qualify." I go, "Yes, she does." And she says, "No, he's over the limit." And I said, "This doesn't count. It's an IRA." "Yes, it does," she says. I said, "No, it doesn't. It's an IRA." And she got up and went back and talked to a supervisor, came back. A funny thing was, she never told me I was correct. But
never said
no. She just kept the same worker, and there were many different eligibility workers. I had to correct on that same issue of the treatment of a retirement account, IRA. They're exempt, like your home, like your most expensive vehicle. So no, you don't have to spend down to $2,000. Now back then, he had to be under $2,000. He could have roughly $100,000. Coming up in 2026, if Bunny's in the nursing home, she could have $130,000 of countable resources, and he can have, let me see if I know the figure in my head, roughly $147,000, almost $150,000. So they can have $250,000 almost of countable resources on top of a house, a car, household goods, personal property, retirement accounts, and other things. And so, and yes, there have been many families over the years who've had thousands, tens or hundreds of thousands over the limit, and we've showed them how to protect those assets, activate the program, because currently nursing homes average in California over $12,500 a month. Well, that will dent most people's savings really quick. So protecting it so that the well spouse especially doesn't go broke is something we've enjoyed. But again, all the misinformation out there on Medi-Cal drives me crazy when people, oh, I heard this. Yeah, okay, but that's not how it works. But there's other things that people get confused on. I just had somebody very recently who's talking about, well, if I sell this stock account that's not an IRA, okay, it just, he's had for years and has capital gains. So I'll just use imaginary numbers. So he put 100,000 in it, it's worth 200,000, let's say. And if he sells it, he would show Uncle Sam a $100,000 capital gain, long-term capital gain. Well, capital gains, based on your income could be 0 to 15 or more. In his case, it would be 15%, which is lower than ordinary income tax for him. But he said, no, that 100,000 capital gain is going to go on top of my other income. I'll pay federal tax there, and I'll have to pay that 15%. And I was like, no, I don't think so. I mean, it didn't. So I double checked with the CPA.
It wasn't computing for you.
Yeah, it was like, no, that's not right. You don't pay. That's double taxation, and you're not going to have that. So, of course, I reviewed properly with a CPA on that very example, and no, it's 100,000 capital gains. He pays 15%. He doesn't pay his, 22 or whatever percent tax on that, along with his other income. So, again, people are reading these things and getting confused. I just say, don't guess. I mean, if you stop me, I have resources to pull from. And I've had some real complicated ones over the past, and I enjoy it because it's fun. I got to learn something. But I just don't like it when people are, they get confused by all these things.
What about this? Because again, we talk a lot of information out there online. What do you think about the online calculators telling you about how much you're going to pay in taxes and how much you can take out from your accounts?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel a lot of faith in those online tools?
Oh, they are the best. No. Yeah, right. So actually, that couple I was just talking about at the end of the last segment, that are in their 60s, plan to retire, they were looking at stuff like that and saying, it looks like, I should be okay. But when they saw that, based on how they have things invested, if they don't, reduce the risk, it's scary. And a lot of times people see online these calculators saying, well, you could take like 4 to 6% out of your savings and supplement your Social Security and retirement incomes, and your money should last. Because if you're averaging, let's say you take 4% out and you're averaging 7% on your investments, well, no brainer. I'm still making 3% on my money. But what they don't take into account is that the ups and downs of the stock market can affect, even though you take 4% out, if you have 500,000 and that drops by 20% or 25%, you're selling more shares to keep the income at the same level. And what I do not want people to have to do is, if the market drops, I don't want them, saying, oh, I can't take money out of there. We're going to have to tighten the belt and not do as much as we want to do. That's no way to be retired. Having steady, predictable, guaranteed income can help in that situation, or smoothing out the ride to where you don't have the big highs and lows. Low variance can help your money last as well. So that 4% rule, so to speak, Texas Tech did a study on that and found that it fails more than half the time. In other words, you saying I could take 4, 5, 6% out of my accounts because I'm making maybe 7, 8, 9%, that doesn't work for longevity. It fails more than half the time. So
that Bill Bangan person who wrote the 4% rule actually wrote something about a year ago and said, I want everyone to know that my 4% rule, I said, there is an exception to it unless you're in very high inflationary times. And what have we been in the last few years, Dale? Have costs gone up, stayed the same, or gone down?
Oh, man, we're paying like, 50 cents a gallon for gas, aren't we? Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Folks, thank you so much for listening to Dale Soutas and Retire Your Way. But now, why don't you come on in and talk to Dale and his team and see how they can help position you for the retirement that you've always dreamed of. It is no cost for you to sit down with Dale and his group. Call the phone number right now, 833-856-1382. If you're driving around, you got hands at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel, that's okay. See if you can remember the number, or maybe you got a passenger there. You can call it later as well, and they'll schedule a time for you. 833-856-1382, or go to his website, Soutas.com, Soutas.com. For Dale Soutas, I'm Spike. We'll be back again next week.
Do you know how you'll generate income from your investments along with your Social Security in retirement? In our opinion, it's never too early to start the income planning process for your future. An income plan can help you work towards creating a steady stream of income to support you throughout your retirement years. Don't leave your financial future to chance. Take control today and start income planning for your retirement. Call the team at Soutas Financial so we can help you design a complimentary written income plan to help you live the retirement you've always wanted. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
For those approaching and in retirement, the perfect economic storm has arrived. The highest inflation in over 4 decades, the end to the 13-year bull run of the stock market, looming increases in tax rates, and rising interest rates all spell trouble for your retirement savings. At Soutas Financial and Insurance Services, our mission is to provide you a clear income path that lasts all the way through your retirement years, no matter what storms are ahead. Call Dale Soutas and Soutas Financial right now for your own complimentary retirement storm strategy. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. A Roth conversion may not be suitable for your situation. The primary goal in converting retirement assets into a Roth IRA is to reduce the future tax liability on the distributions you take in retirement or on the distributions of your beneficiaries. The information provided is to help you determine whether or not a Roth IRA conversion may be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Please review your retirement savings, tax, and estate/legacy planning strategies with your legal/tax advisor to be sure a Roth IRA conversion fits into your planning strategies.
Investment advisory services are offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, Foundations, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The content provided is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The views, statements, and opinions expressed herein are those of the individual speakers and not necessarily those of Foundations and its affiliates. The information contained herein does not constitute an offer to sell any securities or represent an express or implied opinion or endorsement of any specific investment opportunity, offering, or issuer. Any discussion of performance or returns is not indicative of future results. Any discussions of specific strategies are for informational purposes only and have been provided to help determine whether they may be appropriate for your specific situation. If applicable, the primary goal is converting retirement assets into a Roth IRA is to reduce the future tax liability on the distributions you take in retirement or on the distributions of your beneficiaries. Each individual investor's situation is different, and any ideas provided may not be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Comments regarding a particular client's experience may or may not be the same as another client's experience and is not an indication that any client or prospective client will experience the same or a higher level of future success or performance. Foundations only transacts business in those jurisdictions where it's properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration as an investment advisor is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. Nothing herein constitutes a recommendation that any security, portfolio, or securities or investment strategy is suitable for any specific person. No legal or tax advice is provided. Please review your retirement, tax, and estate legacy planning strategies with a legal tax professional before transacting or implementing any strategies discussed herein. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and guaranteed guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not in any way refer to investment advisory products. Rates and guarantees provided by insurance products and annuities are subject to the financial strength of the issuing insurance company, not guaranteed by any bank or the FDIC. This is not endorsed or affiliated with the Social Security Administration, any federal Medicare program, nor any U.S. government agency. If applicable, we do not offer every plan available in your area, and contacting us at the phone numbers provided herein will direct you to a licensed insurance agent. Any information we provide is limited to those plans we do offer in your area. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all your options. All rights reserved.